You know, one of these days, the internet just has to give me a fucking break. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's your pal Nums here. So, last night, an event took place. I was pretty excited for it. Microsoft have been hyping it up for weeks at this point. They said Inside Xbox would be doing a grand showcase of all the next-gen gameplay that's meant to be coming to the Xbox Series X, which is still a horrible title, by the way. Anyway, so I set my calendar and I set my time. I was about to go to bed and I realized, hey, all of these reputable gamers online are streaming their reactions to the reveal. And I'm like, oh shit, it must be starting soon. So I stay up, I click on the video, and it says, okay, waiting for Xbox. It says the stream is meant to start now, but we're still waiting for Xbox. So what do? They leave it an hour, a full hour, after its scheduled runtime. Do we have to wait an extra hour for it? And I'm like, well, fuck, what am I going to do? I guess I'm going to keep working on one of my videos. So that's what I did, and I passed the time. And finally we got there, and I was like, cool. Now, the reason I was hyped for this initially was because it's meant to showcase the next game-breaking, revolutionary, I probably should say game-changing Xbox Series X gameplay that's going to blow us all away. It's going to blow our minds. But then it occurred to me, I was like, okay, so if Halo Infinite is your launch title, if that's what you're banking on to sell this thing, I imagine this is what you'd be showcasing. So, oh, by the way, keep a close eye on the like to dislike here, because I captured this live last night because I wanted you to see the backlash live, how people flipped out last night, myself included, and I'll get to that soon. But you watch those dislikes go up, boys and girls. It's fucking hilarious. It is glorious, and hopefully Xbox gets the message. Anyway, they're planning to launch Xbox Series X with Halo Infinite, right? They're going to launch it for PC too. That's marvelous. You know, mazel tov. We all get to play it. Fantastic. But you announced it in 2018, or 343 does. I don't know if it was a 343 decision or a Microsoft decision to make that presentation, but you announce it then. We wait a whole year, and you give us a giant jerk off. We get the opening cutscene. That's cool. It looks fine. It looks and feels like a Halo game, at least in terms of aesthetic and sound. All right, that's good. That's all good signs. But there's no gameplay. There is nothing to go off. We have a few details, like it's going to be split screen, 4-player co-op, centered around Master Chief, takes place on a Halo ring. That's fine. But where's the meat? You know, we got none of it. So if you're gonna do the showcase, you've got to give us something. Now, it became very quick. Leading up, I read all I could about this. People were saying July for Halo Infinite. And then people were saying, no Halo Infinite gameplay. I think it was GameSpot who said that. No Halo Infinite gameplay being showcased tomorrow, which was when the event took place. When I was doing my research. And I was like, okay, that's odd, but where's your reference? And I was like, oh, well, they didn't have a reference. Like, Hidden Xperia said Halo Infinite is in July. I was like, where the fuck's your reference? I read the same post, couldn't see where the indication that it was going to happen in July was. I went to GameSpot. There was no reference that Halo Infinite wasn't going to be showcased. They just put that out there. I was like, are they just looking for a juicy headline? Now, those things turned out to be accurate. Fair enough. But where the hell was Microsoft saying, hey, there's going to be no... They should have been the ones to put it out, not them. But no, they let us believe, hey, there was going to be Halo Infinite here. Now, what they did do immediately, so not to mislead us too much, was that they did confirm that Halo Infinite is going to be coming out in July. July. All right, now, assuming it comes out when all the other Halos do, Halo Infinite is going to be coming out in November. Whenever that is, who knows? But holiday 2020 is when it's still aimed to come out, along with the Series X. So they want to tell us immediately, okay, don't get too hyped. Infinite is in July. This is our indie showcase. I was like, all right, okay, cool. July, but you better not fuck it up in July. So I was initially excited, and I was like, okay, cool. Now that I know that, I'll watch this. And what I'll do is I'll enjoy the indie titles coming, because hey, guess what? Microsoft needs some new indie exclusives. Ori and the Blind Forest was a hit. Let's see what else they can bring to the table with their studios. And then we saw some gems. I liked what I saw from Bright Memory. That was great. It looks like I thought it was Titanfall when I first saw it. I was like, what, is this Titanfall 3? But then it soon dawned on me as soon as a sword was used that I was like, oh, and not to mention that I was like in a Japanese town somewhere, like an ancient Japanese town where like, like a samurai village. I was like, wait a minute, is this like Sekiro with Titanfall? It just looked, or maybe it was like a ninja version of Bulletstorm, because it reminded me of Bulletstorm as well. I was like, okay, that looks good. There was an action, I think it was an action RPG, it was like an arcadey sort of indie game called The Ascent, which puts you in like this sci-fi city from like the bird's eye, and it looks like you're on the Omega from Mass Effect. It looks like you're in the Blade Runner universe. I was like, that looks pretty good. I want to check that out. And I think there was an anime game that I liked that looked interesting. So I saw a few gems in there, and my appetite was getting filled slowly. I was like, okay, this is good. This is good to look forward to. But if you're trying to showcase, sorry, I got a bit of a cold. If you're going to show the Xbox Series X, you shouldn't be leading with this stuff. I mean, if you want to get us hyped for Infinite, we're already hyped. You've been dangling the carrot in front of our fucking faces for 2 years. Just show us Infinite. But hey, like I said, they're going to show in July. That's fine. That's not why I'm mad, particularly, right? I'll get to that. But this is dressing. All of this stuff isn't going to sell your console, understand? This is dressing. This is what you should be showing after Infinite, after you've sold us. So now we have all this shit to look forward to. Why would you lead? Why the hell would you build a foundation with icing instead of the actual cake, if you know what I mean? That's a weird fucking analogy. Anyway, so it goes on, and then what kept me watching, because a lot of the games were pretty boring, and a lot of the games, there was only a couple, like I said, Bright Mirror was one of them, and The Ascent was another, that showed actual gameplay. This is meant to be a gameplay showcase, showing the power and the specs and the revolution that is Xbox Series X, as Microsoft would put it. Well, all we saw was a couple of cheesy cinematics for, cinematic previews for all these indie games. Where's the fucking gameplay? Again, there was a couple. But what the fuck? Do you guys not know what gameplay is? What kept us all watching, though, is that they promised there would be an exclusive gameplay look. I'm going to make that very clear. There was an exclusive gameplay look at Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now, I adore the shit out of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I adored the Greek world. The gameplay was fucking top-notch. And even the story I adored. If people say it's not an Assassin's Creed game, well, no shit, Sherlock. That's because it predates the Assassins, so it doesn't really bother me. And I never played Origins. That's probably why I liked it more than a lot of people did, because I would have played Origins and played... Anyway, the new formula for Assassin's Creed is great. And now we go from one premise that I adore, which is in the ancient Greek world, Greek mythology, to ancient Nordic with Nordic mythology. Granted, I heard someone say that it wasn't very accurate. I think it was Shadiversity that said that he would know. But it still excites me because I love the Nordic premise. It's one of the reasons I prefer Skyrim over Oblivion. Skyrim has a more Nordic style, world and architecture and culture, and Oblivion was like the Empire and Cyrodiils. But I prefer Skyrim because I love the Nordic premise. That's what this new Assassin's Creed is. So I was hyped as fuck, and they explicitly said Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay reveal. Like, okay, cool. It was just announced, but we get a gameplay reveal this early. Sign me the fuck up. And then what happened was we get this 30-second, at the very end, it's like, okay, thanks for your patience. At the very end, we get this 30-second fucking cinematic animation that shows Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And I'm like, where's the gameplay? There is not a shred of gameplay to go along with this, you fucking liars. They fucking lied. It was bullshit. Look, you'll see the here, because now it's finally gone off the air, and there's nothing left. You watch the dislikes soar, baby. They are going to soar. Yep, already jumped up 2,000 dislikes. I was so pissed off, because I was like, again, I wouldn't have been bothered. If this was just an indie showcase, that's fine, but they intentionally kept Infinite, officially saying Infinite wasn't going to be showcased until during the presentation. They held another carrot in front of our fucking faces, saying that there was going to be gameplay for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And then they cheesed out with this corny cinematic. It showed off a few things, and then again the gameplay. The development leader for Assassin's Creed at Ubisoft said he gave us a few good details about the game. Like you can use, we saw a few things like you could do ice sailing, and you could do which was in Assassin's Creed Rogue, something new really. You can use dual wielding, things like that. We got a few. He said that it'd be very choice heavy, so I think because one thing I'll say about Assassin's Creed Odyssey that wasn't very particularly that didn't shine was the RPG choice element. There was a few pretty hard hitting choices, but in terms of its impact on the world, it wasn't. It could have been done a lot better. Maybe Assassin's Creed Origins did that department better. I don't know, but I really love the story in Assassin's Creed Odyssey as well. I still think it's a great story, and the choices were still hard hitting. But this guy reckons this Valhalla game will have your choices will have a huge impact on the world. And I was like, okay, that's a good detail. And we got some insight into the game, an exclusive interview, but that's not what was advertised. Where's the fucking gameplay? Does Microsoft just not know what gameplay is? Should be pretty fucking self-explanatory what gameplay is. Where the fuck is it? This was a gameplay showcase, and while some of the gameplay looks fucking drop-dead gorgeous, like Bright Memory, holy shit, I'll pick... If that is anything to go by, if Bright Memory is... I think that's an indie game. I think it's done by Chinese... I don't know. But if that's anything to go by, bet your ass I'll be taking a look into that. But for the majority, there were just indie games with some gameplay. Most of it was cinematic, which is very disappointing. But then you advertise a AAA, which is meant to be like your home run at the very end, exclusive looking to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Not only did you not show any gameplay, but you fucking lied through your fucking teeth. That's unacceptable. I stayed up till 2 fucking a.m. to watch this. I was going to put out a video much sooner, guys. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to get to bed because I already put out a video yesterday. I'm working on another 2 videos for my main channel. This is my secondary channel, FYI. Don't forget to follow me on my other 2 channels because this one, I've already got 2 copyright strikes, courtesy of Naughty Dog. Thank you, Sony. Fuck you. So this channel might be taken down at any moment's notice. So, who knows? Maybe Microsoft will strike me. That's what I need, right? A 3rd strike. Anyway, go follow my other channels after I'm done here. But I woke up and I was so happy. I mean, granted, I knew going to bed that I wasn't the only one who felt this way. I was actually liking... I actually had the like ticked previously. I was liking it, and then I was like, at the end, I was like, nah, fuck this. I'm clicking dislike. Fuck this shit. Because, the very end was meant to bring it all home and sort of give us something really big to be excited about. And they just crapped out. And it was intentionally misleading. And, I don't want to say it wasted everyone's time. Like I said, we got some value out of it. But holy shit, you want to talk about clickbait. Don't look at me. Look at fucking Microsoft. Because goddamn, were they vague as shit. And then when we actually fucking watched the presentation, there was no big hitters. And it wouldn't have bothered me if there was no big hitters. But they advertised it in the presentation that Assassin's Creed Valhalla was going to be having a gameplay reveal. And they fucking lied. It was bullshit. And now I'm worried. Because we're supposedly getting Halo Infinite in July, news, gameplay, and all that jazz. But, come to think of it, they actually didn't mention there was going to be gameplay in July. They just said there's going to be Halo Infinite in July. I'm like, okay, but based on this presentation, does Microsoft not know what gameplay is? I don't want to wait until fucking July for Halo Infinite to see something that encourages even, the faintest idea of a purchase from me for Halo Infinite. And then I don't want to get there and be like, okay, I'm excited, I can't wait to see it. And then just have it be over in a 30-second cinematic and nothing gameplay-wise is shown. Like what happened with the last E3 last year. Waited a whole year to see Halo Infinite. We saw a cutscene. That's it. Granted, the cutscene was very encouraging in terms of how it was written and the tone and feel of it. I adored it. But where's the meat? Where's the meat? Fucking hell, man. Look at these comments, man. I do not blame you. Fucking rant away. Dislike it. Yeah. Hit the dislike button. Jesus, man. I swear to fuck. If Microsoft... hopefully, gee Lord, if this isn't a fucking wake-up call to Microsoft, the amount of displeasure voiced at this presentation, that, hey, you gotta give us something of fucking... Where's the meat? Give us the meat, or we ain't gonna buy shit. Hopefully now they know that they can't just fucking pull the wool over people's eyes and just, dazzle us with a few fucking flashing lights and think we're just gonna spend our money. That's not how it works anymore, alright? The game industry's, myself included, I used to get really excited over cinematics, That is long. That was a long time ago. I don't get excited over cinematics anymore. Or rather, I don't base if I'm going to and to not purchase based on a cinematic. I used to. I was an idiot. Don't do that. Anyway, yeah, what a disappointment. Microsoft, pull your head out of your ass. You have Halo as a launch title. You have Assassin's Creed Valhalla coming out, and my money is that the console, at the very least, is a superior product to the PS5. At least in terms of its hardware. Don't fuck it up. Have something ready next time, for the love of God. Anyway, and don't mislead us with that fucking gameplay bait at the end bullshit and then show us fucking nothing, like you did with Halo Infinite last year, and like you did with Inside the Xbox last night. Fuck you. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed this little rant. Keep hitting that dislike on the... I think Metal Gear Mando showed me there was another video that showcased the stream, and that actually had a much higher dislike to like ratio. It was like 9,000 dislikes and like 4,000 likes. But yeah, this was the official stream, and it was watched by like 300,000 people, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, this is this one's a bit more level. I guess people were kind of just dazzled and decided to like. Oh, I liked it at the beginning, but then people, I was disappointed with the Valhalla showcase at the very end. So disappointing. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed my rant. Let's hope Xbox pulls their head out of their ass, shall we? And I'll see you next time.